In a quiet seaside town, two friends grew up like the tide and the shore, different, yet always meeting somewhere in between. Their names were Liam and Aria. From childhood, they shared everything: laughter under the orange skies, dreams whispered over paper boats, and promises that nothing would ever change. But as time flowed, life did what it always does: it tested them. Liam was quiet, thoughtful, and full of imagination. Aria was the spark, brave, full of color, and always pushing him to see the brighter side. Together, they were balance. Yet, when high school ended, their dreams drifted apart. Liam wanted to study art in the city, while Aria stayed back to take care of her ailing mother. They promised to stay in touch, but days turned into months, and silence quietly replaced their laughter. Years later, Liam returned to the same town. He had achieved everything he once wanted: his art in galleries, his name in articles, but inside, he felt hollow. The colors he painted no longer spoke to him. Each canvas felt lifeless, like the waves had forgotten to dance. One rainy evening, walking along the same beach where their childhood began, he found a small wooden box buried halfway in the sand. The lid was cracked, but inside lay a folded paper boat with a faint name written on it: Aria. His heart froze. It was the same boat they had made years ago, the one she said would carry their dreams across the ocean. That night, he couldn't sleep. Memories poured back like waves: her laughter, her drawings, her voice saying, "Never stop believing in what you feel." He realized how much of his light had come from her friendship. The next morning, he decided to find her. He searched the old neighborhood, only to learn that Aria had moved to a nearby village after her mother passed away. No one knew exactly where. Still, something in him refused to give up. He packed his sketchbook and followed the trail of memories. After 2 days of walking through hills and quiet fields, he reached a small art center surrounded by wildflowers. The building looked abandoned, but a soft tune of a humming voice came from inside. He stepped in, and there she was. Aria sat by the window, painting sunlight on the walls with trembling hands. Time had changed her, but her eyes still held the same spark. When she looked up, surprise turned into a quiet smile. "Liam," she whispered. He nodded, unable to speak. They sat in silence for a while, letting the years fill the space between them. Then, Aria spoke softly. "You found me." He smiled faintly. "No, I think I found myself." Aria laughed, a sound he hadn't realized he missed so much. She showed him the art center, a place she had built to teach local children how to paint hope into their days. She had little money, but every wall glowed with warmth. Her paintings were simple but full of soul, colors that healed instead of impressed. Liam spent days there, helping her fix broken easels, repaint walls, and teach children. With every stroke of color, he felt his spirit return. Aria told him she had once tried to write him letters, but tore them up, thinking he was too busy for small memories. He told her he had filled entire sketchbooks with empty pages, waiting for a reason to paint again. One evening, as the sun melted into gold, Aria handed him a blank canvas. "Paint this one for yourself," she said. "Not for galleries, not for fame, just for the boy who used to make paper boats." He painted all night. When he finished, it wasn't perfect, but it was real. A simple image of two children standing by the sea, watching their paper boat sail away into the horizon. When the dawn arrived, they placed that painting on the wall of the art center. It wasn't signed, yet every visitor stopped to look at it and smiled without knowing why. Months later, Liam opened a new exhibition in the city. Its title was simple: Lost and Found. Every painting told a story, not of loss, but of rediscovery, of how friendship can fade, only to return brighter than before. And at the heart of the gallery, under a soft beam of light, hung the painting of the two children by the sea. He never sold that one. It was a reminder that some treasures aren't meant to be owned. They're meant to be kept within the heart. Lost and Found wasn't just a story about two friends meeting again. It was a story about how hope returns when you least expect it, how friendship can rebuild the parts of you that the world wears down, and how sometimes finding someone again is the same as finding yourself.